All right. Hello. Today's lesson is going to be on some advanced trig information. And these are pretty challenging questions, but this lesson comes from in past years, some kids have said that there was some trig on the ACT that they had never seen before. And they said it was kind of hard and they, a little bummed that they hadn't seen it. So I'm going to try to cover it as best I can in today's lesson with the hopes that if you see it on the ACT, you'll have at least seen the material at some point. All right, so the first thing we're going to learn about is something called radians. All right, so far in your math career, you've measured things mostly in degrees, probably pretty much everything in degrees, but there's another way to measure angles, which is called radians. And it's the same thing if you think about length. Like if you have a board, you might say a board is like 10 centimeters long, right? But that would be really like about 4 inches or something like that. So like just like you can measure length in different units, you can measure angles in different units. Okay, and so here's kind of a slide that it introduces you to radians. And kind of the basic idea is 1 radian is about 57.3 degrees. Um, and where it really comes from, this idea is 1 radian is kind of like 1 radius. So if you look at this picture, here's a radius, and then if you took it and bend it around the outside, right? That's like the length of that radius. And so what happens is if you go all the way around the circle, right, that would be the circumference, which is 2 pi r, which is basically means there's about 6 radians all the way around the circle. Like 2 pi is about 6.2. So basically all the way around the circle is about 6.2 radiuses. Okay, and so if you kind of work that out, like if you basically say, okay, it's 2 pi radians all the way around, 2 pi radiuses essentially to get around the circle, then if you do that, it's 360 degrees is equivalent to 2 pi radians or about 6 radians. And so if you divide that out, you get like, if you think of it as 6, right, then you get about 60 degrees for 1 radian, right, which is what this number is here. Or the more common one we're going to use is if you clean up this fraction, 180 degrees is pi radians. Okay, so that's really the key piece of information we're going to use to convert between them. Okay, but it also is kind of helpful to know that 1 radian is about 60 degrees. Okay, so if you need to convert, you basically just do a proportion. So the right ratio is 180 degrees is about 3 radians or about pi radians. And so you can just take that proportion and then set it equal to, in this case, we have 210 degrees, so that would go on the top of degrees, and that would be x radians. Okay, so to find out how many radians 210 degrees is, it's it's going to be a little bit more than pi, right? If 180 degrees is pi, our answer here should be a little bit more than pi, and we can solve this with cross products. So you do 180x equals 210 pi, and then just divide by 180 on both sides. And they're normally going to have these as fractions. So instead of doing a decimal here, they're just going to clean up this fraction, 210 over 180. So you could divide them by 10. And then I think both of those divide by 3. So we'd get 7/6 pi. So in radians, 210 degrees is 7/6 pi radians. Okay, one more basic example like that is just going the other direction. They give us the radians and we have to find the degrees. So what's weird here a little bit is you're going to have a fraction inside of a fraction. So we don't know the number of degrees, that's x. And then the radian measure is pi over 3. So it's a little bit weird because you have a fraction inside of a fraction. Okay, but from here it's the same cross products thing, right? So you might want to pause the video here and see if you can actually do your cross products and get your answer. Right, so what the steps look like is pi times x has to equal 180 times pi over 3. And so I'm just going to clean up this right-hand side here. So if we multiply the numerators there, multiply the denominators, that's how you multiply two fractions. And then 180 over 3 is 60. So that side cleans up to 60 pi. Okay, so that gives us pi x equals 60 pi. and then the 2 pi's cancel out. Like if you divide both sides by pi here, you get x is 60 degrees. So basically pi over 3 radians is 60 degrees, which is kind of what you'd expect because pi over 3 is like 1. That's basically like 1 radian. And like we said, that's basically 60 degrees, right? Pi is not exactly 3, so I'm approximating here, but that's roughly the idea. So we're going to kind of switch gears a little bit here, and we're going to look at the sine and the cosine graph. And so they make these kind of wave shapes. The cosine's in blue here, and the sine is in yellow. And they just come from doing like different points. Like if I did basically the cos, according to this, the cosine of 0 degrees must be 1, right? And similarly over here, if we look at this, like the sine of 0 degrees, that must be 0, right? When you put in 0 to the sine function, you get 0. Okay, and you're seeing here 2 different ways. So on the bottom, you see the units. So like basically they're saying 90 degrees is like pi over 2 radians, and 180 degrees is pi. And so on the ACT, they'll sometimes have these graphs, and oftentimes the units will actually be in radians instead of degrees. Okay, so I want to show you kind of how to graph these on the calculator a little bit, and especially because they're kind of tricky. So I'm going to go to my calculator here, and I'm just going to type, maybe let's just do sine x. So I'm going to do sine of x and hit graph. And what you'll see is like some crazy kind of wavy shape. But really we should look to see what mode we're in too. So I might have changed my mode here by accident. So it looks like I'm actually in radian mode right now. So I hit the mode key. And so if your graph didn't look like this, you could check the mode. But basically, so in radian mode, it is going to, the sine is going to repeat, called 1 cycle, is going to repeat every 2 pi radians. So it repeats after about 6 units. 2 pi again is about 6. So if you look at my graph here, it's going to do 1 repetition in about 6. Right? So it's like this. Oops, I can't really draw on it, but you can see it repeats in about 6 units if you look right around it here. Okay, and again, that's about 2 pi. So like if we change the mode, it's going to look way different. So if I change the mode here quick in the degree, because it's the, so let's hit graph once. So you look, graph looks freaking weird, right? So really where that comes from is if I check my window, the X min and X max is only 10 degrees and negative 10 degrees. So that's not very much, right? So if you look at our picture, it takes 360 to repeat, right? For degrees at least. Okay, so if I wanted to like look at it in degree mode, I should make these like 360 and 360. And that'll give us like, you'll see a full repetition here on the left. You'll see a full repetition, and then you'll see one more full repetition. So sine takes 360 degrees to repeat, but in radians, it's only 6. Okay, so if you're graphing them, you really got to be careful with what mode you're in here. Okay, so I'm going to do some sample ones where it's going to be really helpful to use your graphics calculator, right? And just to know this rough idea that they both of these repeat in 360 degrees or pi radians. So here's our first one. It's asking about the sine function, and it's got a lot of gobbledygook and a lot of information up here that we'll maybe hit into in some of the other questions. But basically, you can see it's kind of that sine wavy shape that we've been working with in the last couple slides here. And then this is just the this information here is basically the transformation stuff we did. So like if you remember from before, this A number, if A is bigger than 1, it stretches. Okay, and this actually isn't relevant for this question, but that's kind of the idea, is that they're going to modify sine and it'll make it stretch. So just go back to our calculator here quick. I'll leave it in degree mode, I guess. But if I hit my graph, there's sine of x. So if we put like a 5 in front, it's going to stretch it out. Sine x. It's actually going to go off my graph. So, oh, I forgot to say that before too. My window here originally was at 1 and -1 for y, which isn't very big. But if I go back and make it like the normal ones, like -10, +10, and hit the graph key, then you can see them a little bit better. So the original one in blue there, it's goes to 1 and -1, and then if we put a ×5 in front, like the red one, that just stretches it. And so that makes it go up more than it did before. Okay, so anyways, we don't actually have to know any of that to answer the question we're on here. Question we're on here, it just says, all again, this is again gobbledygook, really. It's just saying, what is one period? So it's like basically how long does it take to repeat? So like if we start at 0 here, this would be like x of 0, and then just go all the way down until it goes around once. That's one period, is how long that takes. And if you look, this one takes just pi units. Okay, and if you look at the next repetition, maybe I'll do it another color here. We go down and up again. That's another pi worth of x-axis to make another repetition. So basically one period is just pi units long. Okay, so this is clearly like a radian one. And it's basically they've modified it, right? So like, again, our original one takes 2 pi to repeat. Here's the sign original one. So they must have modified it. So going back to their equation, I think how you do this is you do like the sine of 2x, and that makes it actually repeat a little bit faster. So maybe I'll show you this on my calculator, though I'll have to change a lot of settings. I'm going to change it into radians and hit mode and go down to radians. And then when I set my window, I want to just do this like, you could honestly just do like -2 pi would be just fine. The 2 pi. Oh, it just converts it. Look at that. All right, but anyways, that's -2 pi to 2 pi. Okay, and then on my graph, so I'm going to keep my sign up there for reference, but just to show you what I'm talking about for our graph, I think if you put 2x in here and graph it, it'll like repeat a lot faster. So you can see the red one is repeating faster, which is what you're really seeing in this picture here. And I guess, oh, it's going from 2 to -2 too. So yeah, but that's the idea, is it's repeating a lot faster. Maybe I'll put my window back so you can see it. Put the window back here to negative. Maybe let's do -2 to 2. Okay, so you can see the red one is repeating a lot faster than the blue one, right? And if I wanted to make it match this question exactly, if I wanted to go from 2 to -2, I would also need to put a ×2 in the very front. So if I put a ×2 right here, like that, then it'll kind of stretch it out like we'll see in red. So now it repeats faster and it's stretched out. So anyways, the main thing there is that it just repeats. A period is how long it takes to repeat, and it just takes pi units for that one. Okay, I want to make a second video going over more of this.